When I saw Michael Jeffrey Jordan, aka Kaiser Sosa of the NBA, crying almost uncontrollably, I was startled. I was startled. I had to stop doing what I was doing. I had to unmute the television. I had to understand what was going on. I did not know the significance of him and Kobe Bryant's relationship. I did not know. I did not know that they were that tight. I didn't know they were brothers like that. I did not know. So when I saw this, I mean, dare I say, this murderer on the basketball court, of course, on the basketball court, of course. But when I saw this bloodthirsty murderer on the court wearing red, he's on the hunt, man. I mean, when I saw this man crying like that, I said, oh man, I said, what? It startled me. I lied to you not. It kind of startled me to some degree. I had to really check on that. I said, what is going on? Why would this man be crying like this? And then to come find out, him and Kobe Bryant, may he rest in power, February 8th, 2024, we're doing this in memory of the Bean Son. But I gotta be real with you, fam. When I have these conversations about the greatest basketball players of all time, there are some players I leave out of the conversation. Their greatness cannot be explained. Their greatness was one of the wonders of the earth, of the universe, okay? And it has to be respected. Simple as that. Michael Jeffrey Jordan goes on that list of uncheckables. It's just that simple. If you want to say Russell, you want to say MJ as a Michael Jordan, if you want to say Wilt, I guess you can say possibly. I'm not going to argue with those guys. Who is your greatest ball player of all time? I'm not going to argue if you throw Magic Johnson. I'm not going to argue with you on those points. I'm just not. They're in different genres, different time periods, different cycles. Even Michael Jeffrey Jordan himself said, he has never said out of his mouth, to my knowledge, that he is the greatest player of all time. Understand that? From my opinion, the greatest ball player of all time has never said that he is the greatest player of all time. That's why he's exalted in that game. That's why he is the GOAT. That's why I truly leave him out of the conversation. From my opinion, on this side of the channel, he is not just the GOAT, he is the GOAT of GOATs. But he won't say that. That's fine. The only time he got mad, to my understanding, about this GOAT conversation, and no disrespect to Stephen Curry, because he's a great ball player, but when they try to make that comparison between Stephen Curry and Magic Johnson, who was Stephen Curry being the greatest point guard, that's when I understand that Michael Jeffrey Jordan got upset, finally. The Bean's son, Kobe Bryant, may he once again rest in power. So this is what this video is about. As you know, February 8th, 2024 marks the unveiling of his monument at the Crypto Center in Los Angeles, California, to solidify his legacy as a Laker there. But I will just continue with this MJ conversation just real quick. MJ, fadeaway, perfect. We get that. We get that. Now, where does that leave the Bean Son? The Bean Son is the number two guard of all time. You want to put him in your top 5? I'm not going to argue with you. You want to put him in your top 7? I'm not going to argue with you. That's just my top 5. This is my opinion. Just walk with me for a little bit. But you got to understand, Michael was very he was because of his career and the way he had to live his life, and because of the fame, he had to, he's somewhat secluded in his lifestyle. So, but it matched Kobe's persistence and trying to pick his brain matched his seclusion, and they matched, and there was a connection there. I didn't know, and when I saw him crying, it just I said, "Oh man, this is crazy." So now this comes into my conversation. So we are living in a time of goats, talking about goats. They said, "Well, where's LeBron on your list?" Now, calm down, slow down, because this is why I say I generally leave MJ out of this conversation of goats. I leave Russell out of this conversation of goats. And I leave Magic out of this conversation of goats. No matter what Magic Johnson says, I leave him out of the conversation. This is the one time that Michael Jordan, he himself, who never says that he is the GOAT, although I believe he is the GOAT, he himself, this is the one time he ever got upset about the GOAT conversation, is when they brought Magic Johnson into the conversation. I heard, seriously, allegedly, he was going to lay hands on Stephen Agent Smith. Real talk. He was going to lay hands on Stephen Agent Smith for that type of rhetoric. And I understand it. I'm not condoning violence, and I'm not going to put hands on Stephen Agent Smith. I only had words from Stephen Agent Smith. But I heard MJ was going to go down and lay hands on the man. And there's nothing he was going to do if MJ laid hands on him. Nothing he was going to do at all. Nothing. He would have done nothing if MJ and listen to me. This is show that there's some credence to this conversation, some proof. There's no doubt. You have not heard that conversation come up again. In fact, dare I say, the wicked media has seemingly tried to undermine Stephon Curry. Let me say that too. Let me say that now. Let me say that too. I said the wicked media has tried to undermine Stephon Curry in his current day. Oh, yeah. He should have been an all-star. He should have been starting the all-star game. He also has he has 4 rings. He has a legacy in his time. He has a dynasty in his time period. How has LeBron James, how has he just automatically surpassed Stephon Curry is one of my questions. Another question which I have was, again, on the Bean Sunday. How has LeBron surpassed the Bean Son? Come on now, y'all. That's why I said I'm leaving Magic and Michael and Russell out the conversation and Will out the conversation. You're going to bring Tim Duncan and LeBron to this conversation for comparison? That's fine. That's fine. No problem. That's fair. You will compare Kobe and LeBron? That's fair. You will compare LeBron and Stephon Curry? That's fair. Fair. No problem. But you're not going to be able to compare LeBron to Magic, and you're not going to be able to compare LeBron to Michael Jordan nor Russell. You can't do it, family. Can't do it in all honesty. Can't do it. Can't do it. He's the leading scorer of all time. I get that, fam, but he's not the best scorer. He's the leading scorer, but he's not the best scorer. The best scorer is the one who got the most tricks in their bag, who can get those shots off at what time periods? In the 4-4s. Yes, the 4-4s, family. In the fourth quarter, 4 minutes left, 4 seconds left, or 0.4 seconds left. Who can get them shots off? Whose hands do you want the ball in if you're a winner and you know you can't sleep at night if you lose? Follow me now. I repeat, if you are accustomed to winning games and you know that if you lose a game, you're not going to be able to sleep well for a few nights. Follow me. So now with that type of pressure on you, you're asking yourself this question: whose hands do I want the ball in the 4-4s? That being the fourth quarter, last 4 minutes, last 4 seconds, or the last 0.4 second. And that 0.4 second is somewhat symbolic because actually it's 0.2. It's 0.2 seconds because that's the amount of time that a player can get a shot off technically without being a violation. 0.2 seconds. But we just say 0.4 seconds because we keep a rhythm and harmony with the 4-4s just for the moment. So with that in mind, Who do I feel confident with having the ball? Michael Jordan. He's proven it time and time again. I'll be able to sleep very well at night knowing if a winner, lose, or draw, that man had the ball in his hands, and they get out the way or pick and roll, whatever window, get out the way. I feel very confident with him getting the last shot. I'm going to sleep well, win, lose, or draw, because I know he can do it. Kobe Bryant, I know he can do it. The Isaiah Thomases, I know they can do it. The Reggie Millers, I know they can do it. The Magic Johnsons, I know they can do it. That's where I have to say LeBron gets dropped down in the GOAT conversation because I don't know that he can do it. In fact, I would not feel comfortable. I would not feel confident with having the ball in LeBron's hands with 4 seconds left, zero point 0.4 seconds left, or even going down to the quarter with 4 minutes left because he shies away from the free throw line at times. This is a critical analysis of basketball, family. That's all. Take it or leave it. It's a critical, fair analysis of basketball. Take it or leave it. Okay? But that's my GOAT conversation. And we're going to come right on back and hit you up with the Kobe Bryant one next. Shout out to the Bean Son. Shout out to MJ. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to LeBron. No LeBron James hate here, fam. Trust me. We love what LeBron James do. We love his businessman style, his businessman mode. And let me say this too. If he gets traded to New York City, and he wants to empower his son to make it to the NBA, then good for him and good for his son. How about that one? So you never hear me hating LeBron, hating on LeBron. Yeah, good for him. That's a good business move. You know why I say that? Because there were a lot of players between that 8th to 13th player on that bench who you don't see play, who really can't play, who got into the NBA through a favored way. How about that one? And so, what's the difference between those players and LeBron's son? The difference between those players are the complexion of skin and the schools they attended. How about that one? So, I had the opportunity to present my son $1 million career. I'm going to do it too. How about that one? Shout out to Deion Sanders. See that? You see that? So, I'm not hating on LeBron. Don't confuse me. Don't confuse me. But this is a strict basketball conversation. Who is the GOAT? Okay? This is a GOAT conversation. And I'm telling you right now, seemingly we are living in the land. I'm not going to go there. I'm done. That's the juice. I'm done. That's the juice.